Detroit. I am a lifestyle coach. Today we're going to be making some corn chowder. So this corn chowder is whole food, plant-based, oil-free, vegan, gluten-free, super delicious. So I'm a lifestyle coach. I teach folks how to optimize their lifestyle through lifestyle changes. So plant-based nutrition is one of them. So we focus on nutrition, plant-based nutrition, physical movement, substance intake, sleep hygiene, stress management, and social connection. Because these 6 factors have been scientifically proven to reduce chronic illness, and they optimize the quality of our life. Once we have all these in tune, everything flows and feels better. So let's get going on this corn chowder here. So I'm just gonna sip some water. All right, so our ingredients here, we got some garlic, 6 cloves of garlic. Make sure you check the ingredients and the directions, they're all in the description there, but we got some 6 cloves of garlic here. So I like to take the clove of garlic and I smash it. I put the knife over top and then I kind of give it a little smash. It takes the peel off a lot easier. All right, so first I'm gonna start with these 6 cloves of garlic, and then I'm gonna have 1 medium onion, and I'm gonna put those in this big pot right here with some veggie broth. So I make my own veggie broth. I call it chronic broth. And I basically just save all of my food scraps, all my vegetable scraps, add a little bit of lentils in there, and boil them for a while and then drain it all out. Some veggie scraps I make sure to put in there are celery and carrot, but really you can do whatever you like. All right, so, and the lentils give it more of like a more thickness to our broth. All right, I'm gonna kind of slice and dice these bad boys up. And for this chowder, you can kind of add different things that you want. Some folks have added different spices and things that they like in here. So you could consider that too. It's gonna be a pretty nice base. And I mean, I just love chowder, you know. When I was eating meat back in the day, when I ate fish, I really liked corn chowder. This is a pretty delicious replacement here. All right, so I got a lot of garlic. I'm gonna throw that in that pot. And then I'm gonna dice up this onion, and you can cut the onion how you like. All right, so I'll dice up this onion, and then we're gonna add our veggie broth to this, and we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes. All right, got my onion here. So another thing too to think about is, you know, a lot of people will focus on just changing what they eat, changing their diet when they want to make big changes in their life. And what we don't realize is that it's actually a whole bunch of other things in our lifestyle that really impact the quality of our life. You know, so we're talking stress management. You can have the best diet ever and be really stressed out, and you know, you don't feel a balance, you know, you feel unbalanced, imbalanced. And then like thinking about, you know, we can have the best diet ever, but we don't have a social connection. So we feel lonely. And that's not good either. And that will leave us feeling imbalanced. So that's why I teach folks and I help them in ways they can optimize all these aspects of their life, not just food, to create the life that they want. And it's possible. Although food is a really fun one, it can also be intimidating for folks. You know, like I have to change the way that I've been doing something my whole life. And something else that we seem to forget is that like it can totally be a gentle process. You know, there's no need to uproot yourself if it doesn't work for you. It's about finding what works for you and doing it, you know? And that's what I teach a lot in my coaching here, you know? What works for you? How can we hold you accountable? What kind of thoughts do you need to create to make yourself successful? All right, so in here I have the garlic and onions, and then I'm gonna put 1.5 cups of my vegetable broth, and then I'm gonna let that simmer for about 10 minutes. Onions are strong. All right. So I have my onions, my garlic, 1.5 cups of veggie broth. I'm gonna put it on high on the stove, bring it to a boil, and reduce it to a simmer for 10 minutes. And then we'll meet back here. All right, we're back. We got our onions and our garlic. They're simmered. I just brought it over here. We're gonna add some potatoes to it. So I have 4 smaller, medium, small potatoes, and I'm gonna cube them. So I would say like one large medium potato. But like 1 medium to large potato. And since I've only had small ones, I'm using 4. It's actually 2 medium ones, 2 medium small, and then 2 smaller ones. But I would say at least 2.5 cups of potatoes, cubed potatoes. So I'm throwing those in there, and that's gonna add to our creamy texture because what we're gonna end up doing once a lot of this is cooked is we're gonna put some of it in the blender to help give that creamy corn chowder texture. All right, so I got my potatoes. I'm gonna throw that in here, and I have 4 cups of frozen corn. You can use not frozen, it's just, I just have frozen corn, so I'm gonna put that in here. 4 cups of frozen corn. All right, and then I'm gonna add 4 cups of veggie broth. 3.5 cups actually. So altogether that's 5 cups of broth that went into this. All right, so now that I added these things, I'm gonna bring this to a boil and let it simmer for 15 minutes. So I'll bring to a boil and I'll reduce heat, let it simmer for 15 minutes. Then we'll be back. We'll have, we're adding some green and purple. I have purple peppers, but we're gonna add some green peppers. You can use green, purple, red, bell peppers to it. I'm gonna throw also a bay leaf in here for the simmer part. Then we'll take it out when we blend it because we don't want to blend it. All right, here we go, one more time. We're back on here. We're gonna do some wild stuff with the blender now, okay? So I'm gonna spoon about half of the mixture that's on the stove into the blender to blend it up. And I'm gonna use a spoon because I wanna make sure the potatoes get in there. So if we just poured it, potatoes might not get in there. I also wanna share, I added 1/3 of a teaspoon of thyme leaves, 1/2 of a teaspoon, I'm sorry, of thyme leaves. And then I added 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and I added some salt too. All right, so, and I'm gonna make sure not to spoon the bay leaf in here. We don't want that. All right. So I put about half of the soup in here. I'm gonna blend it in my Vitamix and pour it back in to give that creamy consistency. right, so I blended that. I'm just gonna pour it right back in and let it keep boiling. All right, so our next step has to do with a little bit more blending. So I have a 1/3 cup of almond flour, and that's still simmering on my stove right there, the soup. So I got my 1/3 cup of almond flour, and I'm gonna do a 1/3 cup of water. You can use veggie broth, whatever you have. And I'm going to blend that to on low, and it's going to be a little bit of a cream, and I'm going to put it in the soup. All right, got to get my spatula to bring that all down together. So we'll combine that, and then we're going to add our green peppers in our soup too. So I have a little bit of an almond cream here. I'm going to put it into my soup. You could use some cornstarch too, maybe. All right, and then right here I have about 2 cups 1.5 to 2 cups of green peppers, purple peppers. I'm going to throw that in the soup too. All right. I also added a little bit of chives chopped up, and I threw that in there. So I'm just gonna let that simmer for about 10 more minutes, and then the soup will be done, and we'll check it out. So the part of the video where I show the finished product, I deleted it. So I have some pictures coming up here soon, but thanks for watching. If you like what you see, whole food, plant-based deliciousness, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook, Chronic Movement. If you're interested in coaching, check out my website, chronicmovement.life. You can send me an email, chronicmovementdet@gmail.com, and all of it's going to be in the notes. Thanks for watching, and take good care.